Welcome everyone to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Sally. What's up, Sally?
What's up?
What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
Sony and Marvel is what's up, right?
Always.
Just tell us what the latest developments are.
So, I'm very happy about this. I'm sure that a lot of other people are too. But it was finally confirmed and thankfully confirmed that Spider-Man: Homecoming, Venom, and Black and Silver, Silver and Black, whatever, as well as the other spin-off movies that Sony's going to be doing, they are not in the same universe. So there's the Spider-Man: Homecoming universe in the MCU. That is the MCU, and then there's everything that Sony's doing with their spin-offs. So Venom, Silver and Black, all those are all in one universe, but Homecoming is not. Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
Now, it was interesting. The first story we got was Kevin Feige saying how the following movie, the first movie of Phase 4, right, was Spider-Man: Homecoming 2, or whatever it's going to be called.
So.
And then that this little meeting took place with Sony, him, whatever, and then all of a sudden now Amy Pascal flat out came out.
Yes.
And confirmed what we believe to be true, that Venom and Silver and Black, or Silver and Gold, no, Silver and Black. Wow, what a title that is. That they're not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is great. So, as long as they don't call the third spin-off Lord of Illusions, because that movie sucked, they're getting confused with Mysterio, which Mysterio is actually good. I'll be okay with that. But anyway, yes, they're not part of the Marvel MCU, which is fantastic. Yay! A win. We got a win.
Yeah.
All right. So, what else do we have? Anything going on?
There was some news that I thought we were going to do last night, but we were tied up with the Doctor Who stuff, which was more. I think the Doctor Who stuff was more prevalent.
Yes.
This has to do with I guess it has to do with the entire MonsterVerse in moving forward. The second issue of Skull Island: Birth of Kong came out.
Okay.
And there are some very interesting things in this issue that I think is.
So the MonsterVerse. One second, I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
For the MonsterVerse, what we're talking about, it's not what we're talking about. Dark Universe. That's
no.
Mummy and all that. MonsterVerse is legendary. Godzilla, Kong, all that stuff. Monsters, type of stuff. Okay. So that's where we're at there. So yeah, all right.
Yeah, basically. So to go into spoilers with the comic. And again, if you guys haven't read it, as far as I know, all of this stuff is canon. So they showed Kong's parents in a flashback sort of sequence. So we saw their skeletons in Kong's Skull Island. Now we know what his parents actually look like, and I love their designs. They look friggin' amazing. Now, his father looks very similar to the 05 Kong, except he stands upright and he's really like muscular. That's like that's his trait, is that like he's just huge, and he's got these scars all over his body, black fur. So basically think of the 05 Kong, except he stands upright like the Kong from Kong and Skull Island.
Mm.
Kong's mother basically looks the same, except she has longer fur on her head and she's a bit smaller mass-wise than Kong's father.
Okay.
What interested me the most is that we can kind of gauge their size because they're fully grown. And it looks like they're going to be in the ballpark of around 250 to 300 feet tall. So I'm assuming that that's what Kong is going to grow into, unless he grows a little bit bigger.
And how big is Godzilla?
355.
Okay. So he's going to be...
It's negligible. I think that what they're going to do is they're definitely going to play up the idea that Godzilla's just bigger. He weighs more. He's armored. Kong's going to be kind of... That's going to be his disadvantage because he's going to be smaller. But
wasn't that the way in the original he was smaller than Godzilla?
They were actually about the same size in King Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh.
They were both like 160 something feet tall.
Okay.
So they were, But even in that movie, in the beginning, Kong couldn't really fight Godzilla because he just couldn't stand up to his atomic breath. He had to wait till the end to get that lightning boost, which, of course, was not really supposed to be for Kong, but that's a different story.
That's not going to be in this, right?
I highly doubt it. I hope not. That would be stupid. But the other thing in the comic that really, there was actually two other things in the comic that really made me start wondering. Well, really, it was just one of them. There were some new monsters, or a new monster in this comic called the Siren Jaw, and it was basically like Biollante.
Oh.
It was like a crocodile kind of thing that had like plants growing on it and stuff, and really cool design. They've introduced a couple of new monsters in the comic, and you know, they're all really cool. The Psycho Vultures, the Death Jackals, the Siren Jaw, really good stuff. I mean, you know, who's ever designing this stuff for them is doing a fantastic job. The big thing, other than Kong's parents, they're starting to introduce sort of like this telepath kind of idea, where one of the characters, I believe it was the main character, has sort of a vision of Kong's parents after touching this wall that's on the island. He can kind of see what Kong's parents were like and whatnot. And I thought that was very interesting because I think something like that is going to be in Godzilla King of the Monsters, or whatever Godzilla 2 is called.
Miley Bobby Brown?
With Mothra and somebody, yeah.
But is she going to be like the... Could she be the telepath, and could she be like the 2017 version of the Mothra twins?
I think it's going to be something like that.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about, the Mothra twins, right?
Yeah.
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 All right.
What I think is going to happen is I don't think she's going to be telepathic herself. I think either Mothra is going to be able to speak to her somehow, or there's going to be some sort of object that allows them to communicate with Mothra, because that's kind of what it did in the comic book. It wasn't like, oh, he's having a telepathic vision of Kong's parents out of nowhere. He was near this wall when he touched it, and then he got this vision. So I'm assuming maybe there's going to be some sort of, maybe like a stone or necklace or something that...
No aliens.
No aliens.
No ape aliens, no cockroach aliens, none of that stuff.
I'm assuming that they're going to have some sort of object that lets you speak to Mothra or communicate with her somehow.
I need like that Halloween costume with the aliens with the sunglasses.
Yeah.
You know?
Those
and
guys
the
are
silver
great.
and stuff. Yeah. So King Ghidorah is not an alien.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'd be very surprised if he was. It doesn't seem like he's going to be.
As long as Godzilla and all the creatures don't talk.
Yeah.
By some translation, little tape deck there.
Yes. Godzilla versus Gigan. Yeah.
That was just not, you know, I was not happy about that when I saw it. Yeah. Anyway. I just, Godzilla, what are we going to do? I don't know. It's like, no, don't talk. Don't talk. All right. Besides that, what else do we have? Anything? Box office is kind of interesting.
It is. I know that Transformers is doing well overseas. It's not doing as well as they hoped over here, but it's still number one right now.
Yes.
So they're doing something right.
69 million, almost 300 million so far worldwide, but nowhere near a billion like what the other one was. So, and it's already made more than its budget in a couple days.
Yeah.
Now, besides that, there's also something else interesting that's happening is the Mummy. Because the Mummy looks to me like it's jumping. Like it jumped up. Like, didn't they quote us on a news site that they said that, what does the Mummy need to do to break even?
I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I know it was a pretty high number, though.
Because all I know is that now, I just want to go over it, if you don't mind.
I think I know where you're going with it, and I don't think it's a failure, quote unquote, anymore. I think that they're coming around to saying that it did what it had to do.
Right. I think they said something like it's not going to do 350.
No.
right? Didn't they say something like that? Or 400? What did it?
Something like that, yeah.
And now it's at 342.
Yeah.
But it's not over yet.
No.
So it could scratch out what they needed to, but they don't care. They're still going ahead.
Well, I mean, what this tells me is that while it didn't do phenomenal, it did enough, and it did enough against a bunch of movies that normally do really well,
Right.
and including one that came out of nowhere with Wonder Woman. My thing is, I think if the next movie's good, and they put it in, like you said, they put it in the right time, they release it at a good date where there's nothing else around it, they could see something really successful. So
Yeah, release it in like October or something.
Yeah,
That'd be a good day. Month.
definitely. I agree with Sarah.
I think if they would have, honestly, I think if they would have released The Mummy in August of this year, they would have had a huge hit on their hands.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
Definitely saw that. Yeah. Now let's talk about our favorite movie. Alien Covenant.
Oh boy, it doesn't go away.
It's like the aliens always on. 227 million. What does it need to do to say, hey, Ridley Scott, you want to butcher another movie?
I think it's made what it needs to make, but I don't think that they're happy with what it's made. That's the thing.
So they're not. You don't think we got a green light to continue the nonsense?
I think that they're definitely going to be having some meetings about whether or not they want to continue this, and I do believe the answer is going to be yes. However, how they continue this is going to be interesting to see.
Or who with?
Or who, yeah.
So they're probably all going to go to the movie to see Oates, Volume 1, and then when that does like millions and millions and millions of profit, they're going to be like, hey, yeah, Neil Blomkamp, we know that we kind of took the project from you, but could you do Alien 5? You don't think that's going to happen?
I mean,
it might.
I think that will happen.
Wonder why I think it's going to happen strongly?
God.
Tell me if I'm too far off. The people that were fired from Han Solo, the directors,
Lord
right?
Miller, yeah.
They originally were going to do The Flash, right? And then they dropped out to do Han Solo. And now they're in negotiations to do The Flash again. So, if Hollywood has rules where you could go back home or whatever it is, why not? No?
I agree. I think that the situation is a little bit different, though. The Flash, right now, that production, as far as we know, is in utter chaos.
Yes.
So I think that if Lord and Miller went back to Warner Brothers and said, "Hey, we're open to do the Flash,"
they did have a meeting. Yes.
If Warner Brothers is willing to have them come back, I think that easily they fit right in there, no problem. With Alien, it's difficult because they have Ridley Scott, who has made a lot of money for them in the past, who wants to do this franchise, who has a plan for it, and then this one didn't do as well as they're hoping. What I think they're going to do is I think they're going to give him one last shot and see if it works. And if it doesn't, then I could see them going to Blomkamp and saying, let's do it. However, here's my thing. However, if Oates Volume 1 comes out and it tanks, he's not getting anywhere near Alien.
Of course. Common sense.
Well, yeah.
I just lost my train of thought. Okay, I just remembered. Now, Ridley Scott, you say he has plans.
Apparently.
Yeah, the only plans he has is he got a piece of paper and he said, Alien Covenant 2, Alien Covenant 3, Alien. That's the plans. There is no plans.
You're probably right.
I'm sorry. Yeah. You know what? I got to be blunt. I'm sorry. I don't believe it because he had plans for Prometheus. Didn't do any of the stuff he said. Kept changing things. Kept lying to Neil Blomkamp. The next one is yours. And then when he's ready to film, like what he's talking about, I'm doing 6 movies. 6, right? So you got to wait like 20 years, all right? Now, and now all of a sudden with Blade Runner, he's changing his, I have a broad plan franchise. 6 Blade Runners. Hey, it's a franchise. Oh, my God. He's a replicant. No. You weren't doing that, okay? You think Alien's tanking now, so now you're putting everything behind Blade Runner 2. But guess what? Blade Runner 2 is probably going to tank. So what else did Ridley Scott do in the past that they could do sequels of?
Well, he can't do a sequel to that Apple commercial. He can't do a sequel to The Martian. I mean, he could, but it would be weird. What else? I mean, I know his filmography is escaping me at the moment, but
right.
I mean, he's done so much that I'm sure that he could find something to expand upon. But my thing is this: the movies that he does don't necessarily need to be expanded upon because they were either really good back then, or you just don't want to see them continued. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Well, this brings up something funny. Remember the trailer of Blade Runner 2? They had Atari, big advertisement in the future.
Yes.
And you're like, well, they're not really around kind of anymore, but they are.
Yeah.
Remember how, like, you were saying how I made a video about knowing that King Kong vs. Godzilla 2 was going to happen? Like, years.
Yes.
You remember the other videos I made where I said that there's going to be a brand new Atari system that's going to come back? Do you remember that one or no?
Vaguely.
Well, you vaguely remember. I said that Atari was going to come out of nowhere, and they're going to pop out a brand new system, amazing graphics, when you got Nintendo and Sony and you got like Microsoft, and out of nowhere, boom, it's going to be like Unreal, and they're going to be on top again. And everybody's like, no, Mages, I don't know what you're talking about, whatever. Now, we got the Atari box. What's the kind of title is that? Atari box?
Yeah.
Which is a horrible name. I told them that when I signed up for their website. Sorry, I love you. Okay, but anyway, yeah, a new system's coming up. Brand spanking new. And it happens. Well, it's going to happen. So I can't wait for that. But hopefully that's why we see Atari in Blade Runner's future, that they're really that popular in that time period there. I don't know if they're going to still be popular then. But
well, I mean, 2049 is not that far away.
Yes. Yes. So I'm going to have to clone myself to still do videos probably. We should be up to the Real Hoolians Cast 10,557.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, any Star Wars stuff?
Yes. I'm glad you said that because I forgot about it until you mentioned Lord and Miller before.
Mm-hmm.
We got some more news as to what happened with this whole Han Solo situation. And I have to say, I'm not a big Han Solo fan. I like Han Solo. He's not my favorite character, but I like him. If what I'm about to say is true, which by all intents and purposes, it seems like this is the case, and this is why they were let go.
Wait, did Kathleen Kennedy on the set say, "You going solo? You going?"
No. But let me just say this. That might not have been far off to what Han Solo was doing in the movie. Apparently, the reason, or one of the reasons, that Lord and Miller were taken off the project had to do with the fact that Alden Ehrenreich, who's playing Han Solo, I probably said his name wrong, I apologize, but Ehrenreich, who's playing Han Solo, apparently went to Disney and had these concerns about what he was doing as the character. And I guess they watched the rough cut, and I'm being totally serious when I say this. They compared Han Solo, the character of Han Solo in this movie, to Ace Ventura.
Oh, shit. Let me tell you something.
So apparently what was going on is this movie had so much comedy, so much humor, that it was almost like Ace Ventura. And apparently a lot of it was improv, because Lord and Miller like improv. They let the camera roll. and it was starting to go away from what the script was saying.
Oh no.
So if all of this is true, I don't know what the hell Lord and Miller were doing.
So wait a minute. Let me just get this. Let me just visualize this, right?
Go for it.
Okay. What's the guy's name who plays Han Solo?
Alden Ehrenreich, I think. I'm probably saying it wrong, but
Okay. So Ehrenreich was shooting all this stuff, having a party. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, he probably gets to look at it, and he's drinking. He's like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "Oh fuck!" And he's looking at his VHS and DVD of Empire stuff. Oh, my career's gonna be over. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? So he contacts Disney. Yeah, do you know your movie sucks? And they don't look at it. Like Kathleen Kennedy wasn't looking at it. Like,
well, that's the problem. And another YouTube channel made a really good point. They said when you're making big movies like this, or even some small movies, they have these things called dailies, where it's what you shot during that day. So maybe you'll put a rough cut together to show what you shot that day and how, kind of like a progress report on how the movie's coming.
yes.
So a lot of people were saying, how could it be possible that they didn't know that this is what the movie was like? And it's true. It's like if they were keeping up with what was going on with this movie, how is it possible that they didn't know that the movie was the tone was like this? Or
So
that
he's getting drunk at the bar with like Lando, and they're like, like whatever, like it was just stupid stuff.
Dude, I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'm trying to picture this, and I'm like,
I don't want to picture it.
Even
this
if
is like a Seth Rogen movie.
Even if you're not a Han Solo fan, right? You know Han Solo's character. You know what he's supposed to be like.
It's supposed to be a serious movie.
Right. So why would you make it like a comedy? Could you imagine if they went with this and the movie was released?
Oh, it would be over.
Oh, yeah.
They would stop every spin-off movie there is.
Yeah.
Like, totally. And there would be some weird shit going around in then you would see Darth Vader 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Yep.
Because they would be like, we're fucked. You just fucking ruined us. So, and it's sad that the only reason they'll make a Darth Vader 1, 2, and 3 is because everything else fails. Because you would want to see that as its own thing. But that is horrible. What is wrong with these people? That's like when Schneider's like, yeah, wouldn't it be great if wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if Batman just kills everybody when he's driving the Batmobile and Brandon irons them? My mom's bought it too. I mean, obviously it didn't work.
I just don't understand. And now, they're saying that they brought Ron Howard in because he's going to have to fix a lot of this. Wow. And it's like,
that's nice.
Yeah, great. Like,
thanks, Ron Howard, for being a friend of the family and stepping in there and taking care of that. Did George Lucas lose his hair when he saw that?
Well, that's the rumor, is that Kathleen Kennedy or somebody went to him and said, "Who should we get to fix this?"
Wait, let me ask you a question. Did he get to see what they filmed? And then he lost it, or not?
I don't know if he got to see what they filmed, but even if he did, he's not involved with it, so he can't say. He can't say no. Well, he can say no to that, but he doesn't hold any water officially.
Well, he probably threw his water when he saw that shit.
If he saw anything, we don't even know if he saw it. So I mean,
they're not going to do something stupid like have Han Solo, have a girlfriend and stupid stuff like that, right? And just do weird things where it's like a romance and all like that.
No, I could see maybe him having a love interest in the movie, but not not like Leia. You know what I'm saying? Because in canon and even beforehand, Han Solo was he didn't. It wasn't only Leia that was with him, ever. He's been with apparently a lot of women. So I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they had a love interest in this movie and then at the end of the movie it just doesn't work out or something like that. My thing is, I want to know just how much of this movie is going to have to be reshot. Because if it's the whole thing, there's no way this is coming out in May. I wasn't convinced that this was coming out in May. It's got to come out in December.
December. Has to be.
Which, if that's true, then Aquaman better start swimming away because...
Well, let me ask you a question. Is the teaser for Han Solo, it's going to be black and it'll go, like Chewbacca, and then that's it? And then I say
that wasn't a bad impression.
That would be the comedy. It'd be like, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that really would be a comedy. Then it would be a comedy.
You know, my friends and I went to the Star Wars Celebration this year, and we were expecting to see something from this movie, and we were like, how come they didn't show anything? Now I get it.
Maybe that's why.
They probably didn't want to.
I can just see like George Lucas losing it. Just start throwing shit.
You know what would be funny? He's losing his shit, and then he stops and he goes, "Oh my gosh, this is how everybody felt when I made the prequels."
Oh. Well, Frank Oz would show up at your house. Whoa, this sucks! Like, get out! Get out! Get out!
Vader's in the theater. No!
Yeah. I could just picture now. They could have like a College Humor thing about it or something, where they're gonna do like the real Han Solo movie. And, you know, like it's like a buddy cop movie, and Lando, you're like, what is he saying? He told you to go F yourself. Like, oh!
Yeah. You know, like, as weird as it may be, I kind of want to see what this original cut of the movie was going to be like.
This would be like the Christmas special
on YouTube
for Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah.
Where, like, there's all the Chewbacca's and, like, Princess Leia singing opera. And it's like, oh, okay. I think the Golden Girls was in, like, B. Arthur and...
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
I'm just curious. I want to see the rough cut.
I remember when I was a kid, right? Like. I'm like this big. I'm like, yeah, like Star Wars, right? I'm watching the Christmas special. I'm like this, like a little kid, right? And then I'm watching it in my face, and I'm like all excited. I'm like,
it was on that day that Matrix Lord 212 was born.
I started crying. It's gonna be all right, Joe. It's gonna be all right. No, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Look, watch, and then it will never appear again. Watch, and then you didn't see it anywhere. And I was okay for decades until I went to a toy convention and somebody put it on TV and it was like the worst horror movie I've ever seen.
It was the latent memories. They just come rushing back to you.
Oh God. It was like when I went to buy Trapjaw, and there was only one Trapjaw, and someone stole all the parts out of it. So when I'm trying to play with my He-Man figures, there was nothing to connect. And I'm like, this Trapjaw, he doesn't do anything. It's horrible. Or you're getting a Star Wars figure about a lightsaber, like a Jedi.
Yeah. Or you're getting a Han Solo movie, and somebody took all the Han Solo out of the movie.
Yeah, we don't need to have the Millennium Falcon in the first one. Maybe in the fifth. Yeah.
Chewbacca? We don't need Chewbacca.
Chewbacca was like a little furball, like a puppy. And, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. Unreal. Yeah. He could be a fly on the wall, right?
Dude, could you imagine being somebody who has to be in both meetings from Marvel and Disney, and coming from the meeting that where Pascal tried to say that everything was connected?
I was just thinking that. I'm like,
and then going into the meeting for Han Solo, and Kathleen Kennedy's losing her shit. And you're sitting there like, what's going on today? Like what?
Like Kevin Feige throwing stuff into the wall. Somebody grab her! You make her say something! Yeah! Done with you!
Him and Kathleen Kennedy walk by each other, they're like, do you believe these fucking people? I know!
You see him like run into Target. That's Kevin Feige. He's looking for a Venom figure? He brought them all off the shelf. Starts getting home. He's like, "Oh, what you ripping the heads off?"
He goes into a comic book store, starts ripping Venom out of all the comics.
Ah! Rips the comic in half like Hulk Hogan.
Kevin, calm down. It's not that big a deal.
Venom sucks.
Fuck you, Eddie Brock.
And this is my other mug, Matt. You saw it too.
Oh no.
You know, I should make a mug up of that. Like it's like a meme, like him losing his shit. I'm like, that would be fun.
That could be. Wait, that could be your rating for Marvel movies. You could have Happy Feige or Sad Feige if they're.
I give it 5 Feiges.
Yes.
Well, when it comes to Sony,
shows up on the bottom of the screen.
I'll give it 10 Pascals or 1. What's the sequel to Silver and Black? Silver, Black, and Blue. Oh! This time the girls are serious. It's like, oh, shit. And wait, you have Mysterio and Craven? What the hell are they going to do together? In a movie?
No, apparently they're going to be 2 separate movies.
Mysterio the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I like Mysterio. He's my favorite, one of my favorites, but a movie by himself?
He's going to be walking around with that stupid fishbowl on his head.
Listen, no. I got to tell you, it's better than the alternative.
Yeah.
Because at some point in time in the comics, they try to be like politically correct. And they're like, well, we can't really have a guy with a fishbowl on it. So then the other alternative was like, they made him like a demon from hell.
Oh, that's
like, because he died. He killed him because he killed himself in the Daredevil comics, and now his soul was brought back. You know, and he had the same outfit on, but half a head. It was stupid. It was stupid. Just like they changed Electro. They're like, we can't have that electric bolt on his head. So not only we're going to change that, but we're going to make him have a blue suit. And like, what? Ew. John Byrne, what are you doing? It's like, okay.
Oh, I like the fishbowl. I just think it looks funny every now and then.
But that's the whole point. You're so distracted how ridiculous he looks that he kicks your ass.
Yeah. That's
the whole thing. Spider-Man's like, ha ha, then he's getting killed almost because you're laughing at him. And he's just like electric, doing something to him.
I love in that game where the symbiotes were taking over the city when Spider-Man has Mysterio. And he's like, Mysterio, where are the symbiotes coming from? And he's like, I'll never tell you, Spider-Man. And then he punches the fishbowl and he breaks it.
Well, that was the thing. He always broke the fishbowl. Was the greatest thing. See the broken fishbowl with the fist, like it melted into the glass like that, and then you see his eye pop right out.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is. That was a great video game, that Mysterio's Menace. Right? I think it was for the Game Boy, or Menace to Mysterio, or something.
Yeah, he's been in a couple of games.
Yeah, he was the main guy the whole game. That was great. What's happening to the movie that I won't see, the Miles Morales movie?
Honestly, that's another movie that has to escape if Han Solo gets to December 2018. I haven't heard anything about that movie, to be honest with you.
Nothing.
I know that Miles Morales is in the video game.
Right.
At the end of the video game, you see, or the clip that they show, the guy goes, "Hey, Miles, come on," and Miles turns around and walks away.
Right.
I also heard a rumor that there's going to be a bunch of different costumes that you can interchange the costumes in the game.
Why couldn't they just make an animated movie of the original animated series?
Oh, I know.
Spider-Man, Radio. Oh, that was great. That was great. Yeah. Everybody wants a sequel to that.
That was my first ever exposure to Spider-Man.
Well, that's perfect. That's perfect exposure to that.
It was that. It was the Superman animated series and the Batman animated series is how I kind of got into this stuff. And then Justice League came out, and then.
I mean, when I saw the first Superman in the theaters, I'm like, dun 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 dun. I was like cooked, and I like Batman. Batman didn't come till like I was in high school, like later on. But I saw the '60s Batman, Adam West and Burt Ward. And,
yeah.
I love that. And we only had Superman 1, 2, then when 3 came in, I'm like, but Starlog said that it was, Bizarro. I was like, what the hell is that? So we didn't have the internet back then, so we had to rely on a magazine that came out once a month. That by the time it came out, it might be outdated, So, but It was great. I had a great run for a while when I went to the movies, but then when movies started to suck, I didn't understand. Like you actually knew what the word sucked means after movies did because it was like creative, like this sucks. It's like never had to say that before. So I'm seeing Superman 3. I'm seeing Superman 4. I'm seeing like Alien 3. Freddy's dead. The final that what it was like. It was like, oh, Jason goes to hell. Oh, what's happening? Like all these horrible movies. But and now they're coming back, and hopefully they're not horrible again. But with the exception of Alien Covenant, which is terrible. What about the Predator? Anything about the Predator movie?
I haven't heard anything about the Predator, to be honest with you, and I'm starting to wonder now: is this even an actual movie, or B, is this like a comedy?
Did he like watch people talk about it and like, oh shit, people are laughing at him? It's like, ooh. So wait, are they gonna have predators in lab coats like scientists, genetically creating a Frankenstein predator? Is that what we're doing there?
Not like I don't think we're gonna see them on Earth or anything, but like apparently they're wearing like army camo.
But like they're chilling with the human race to go after the other predators. Is that what
I guess that's what's going on, is that they're going after these other predators. And,
are they going to be like Aquaman on top of the Batmobile? Yeah. Are they gonna,
yeah, I think so.
I would have been like, get the hell out of my window, you freaking! Oh my god.
Well, I love that, and then he gets tackled immediately by like 6 parademons. It's hilarious.
That's just one weird movie. Hopefully, it's good, Justice League. I don't know, man. So we have Justice League.
Yeah. And
then what else? What's after that? Wonder Woman 2?
I don't think so.
Or the Batman? No. Suicide Squad 2? No?
That would be 2018. I'm assuming it's going to be Aquaman.
Oh, Aquaman's next?
In December. I don't know if there's anything before that. I know I think The Flash was supposed to come out before that, but I don't think that's happening. You know what it might be? It might either be Gotham City Sirens or not Cyborg, because Cyborg's supposed to be 2020.
That sucks.
I don't know. I think it might be Aquaman.
I'm so confused. Is there a Justice League 2 or no? It's just like, oh, let's hold off now.
I think that there is a Justice League 2. It's just not Justice League Part 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not entirely sure, though.
And Ben Affleck is signed for that?
I think so. I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing Batman for the next few years.
And this guy's like, oh, I'm going to make Batman like in the vision of Alfred Hitchcock. What are you going to do with that? That's weird.
Well, I know they want Ben Affleck's Batman to be sometime in 2019. I don't know when that's supposed to be, you know.
I tell you one movie I would like to see from Sony. Spider-Man Noir.
Oh yeah.
If they could do something like that, a different timepiece, or Spider-Man 2099, I think that would work really well. I think if they put Spider-Man 2099 out as the third thing, but they can't use the Spider-Man name, right? What kind of thing?
I think they can because they're using it for the.
I would put Spider-Man 2099 movie immediately before 2019 comes out. Before 2019 ends, pop that out. It'll be people go crazy. It'll be like Batman Beyond. Everybody went nuts. They love Batman Beyond.
Yeah, Batman Beyond.
They would love Spider-Man 2099, which they should bring Batman Beyond back. But anyway, all right, we got a minute left. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye for now.